All right. Hello, guys, and I welcome you all to Trade Iberry page or channel. Yes, you guys are humbly welcome. On this channel or page, we sit to enter all parts or all corners or all aspects of the market, of the Forex market. Here we call it the Forex trade plan. The Forex trade plan. Yes, as every successful trader or every trader, you need to have a plan or a strategy to follow. So we call it the Forex game plan. The Forex game plan. So, as I always say, here with Trade Ike Berry, we have five things that we follow. One, we follow what we call discipline. Two, we follow what we call consistency. Three, we follow what we call patience. And four, we follow what we call hard work and learning. And five, finally, we follow what we call our God. As every individual, you have to have something to rely on. It can be the Most High God up in heaven, creator of everything on earth and everything that you can rely on to give you more knowledge and stuff. All right, so if it is your first time of watching this video, kindly subscribe and like or follow too as well. Remember to subscribe, like, and follow. If you want more tips, you can follow. You can go to the description below and then follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, our Facebook page, even on our Twitter and Telegram handles where we post in daily trades. If the market goes well for us, we post in daily trades for free. So kindly join us there. Go to the description below and join us there. And you know, let's keep the community, the family going. All right. So not wasting much time, let's begin. All right. So today we're going to talk about four markets. Today we're going to talk about always the USD index, the JPY index, and we move on to the USD, JPY, and then finally we go into the CAD JPY. The US dollar has been a little bit choppy since last year for almost 4 to 5 weeks now. Has been really really choppy, and the yen trend. The yen market has been going very 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 well for the yen since last year. So without wasting much time, let's dive into the US dollar index as the episode one of today's the Forex game plan. The Forex game plan for today. Let's dive into it for the first episode. Don't forget, after the first episode, we release the second episode and then the third episode. Today we have four episodes to release today. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Stay glued to your seat and watch as we educate. All right, so we begin. All right, so as of last year, price from the US dollar went up here to break this higher high here, came up and then broke here to have here as higher high. What I mean by here, let me take my pens. What I mean by here as higher high, this is the higher high. We had this as higher high price retreat. We had this as lower higher low. Sorry. Uh, Sometimes hardly okay. So we had this as higher low, and then price came up to have this as higher high again, and price came down to have this as higher low. Price pushed up to have this here as higher high, and then it retraced down as higher low. And then now what do we see now? We see price. Oh, let me push this thing here. Oh, come on. Why is it not going? Why is it not going? All right, sorry. All right, so push my toolbox here for me. All right, so um we have this as the higher low and the higher high. As I said earlier on, remember what did we see? What happened? Price came down in as retraced, came down, and then what did you see? Price came back into previous structures. The previous structures, remember, here was the previous higher high, and then price came back into this previous higher high. What did we see? Price then did a corrective move, and then what did we see here? Price took upside. We were thinking it was going upside to also break another higher high to form another higher high, then we get another higher low right here. But then unfortunately, price didn't do that. What did price do again? All right, price eventually came back down to break this higher low and then form a new higher low here. So what did we see again? Price retraced a little and then gave us a new lower high, and then price gave us a new lower low down here. Price went up, retraced, and then gave us a new lower high, and then came down to give us a new lower low. Let me delete this thing off. And then what did we see again? Price then came down, price then came up to give us a new lower high, and then price then came down to give us a new lower low. All right, so surprisingly, what do we see here in the daily time frame? All right, so the daily time frame surprisingly has retraced down, 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 and let's see the imbalances that it has picked. All right, so right from here to here, we have some few imbalance here that price has not picked yet. We are still waiting for price to break. This is the imbalance here that we are waiting for price to break in right here. That is the what I've the highlighter that I've used over there. We are waiting for price to break that imbalance. And when we go into the weekly time frame, you realize that price has come all the way back into the weekly, what we call the weekly imbalance. You see, you can see it right here, what we call the weekly imbalance right here, which price has breaked into the weekly imbalance. All right, so you see price has breaked into the weekly imbalance. What you see here is the day, is Friday, the last Friday candle. So there is a Friday candle. That is what we placed. How do you say it? A horizontal line on, so to identify that this was the end of the week on Friday. And the last candle, the last 1 hour candle, when you move into the 1 hour candle, you see it has been placed on the last 1 hour candle. All right, so price has come back into this imbalance. When price comes into an imbalance, what do we expect price to do? We expect price to either go a little bit down, or have a little have more retracement, or retrace, let me put it that way, or retrace. At here at Trade Iceberry, in our game plan in Forex, what we are expecting price to do at the moment from here as is to price to retrace a little, or to retrace, it can retrace a little and then come back downwards to break the weekly, how do you say, the week, that is this previously was, okay, so this broke here to here, so this went up, we had a lower low here, then it went up to a higher high. So automatically the weekly has been broken. So which means if we are heading towards the monthly, if I'm right, we are heading towards the monthly. Yes, we are heading towards the monthly. And then even the monthly has come back to its previous structure in an impulsive way, in a very impulsive way. You know, see bearish, 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 bearish on the monthly. So let's go back into the weekly time frame and watch again. So on the weekly time frame, as you see, in an imbalance. So we expect price to what? We expect price to retrace a little, or retrace more to break the lower time frames, or retrace a little and then come further down. All right, so let's move on into the lower time frames, to the 4 hour and the 1 hour time frame. Lucky or unlucky for us, the 4 hour and the 1 hour time frame are the same. So when you check here, this was the previous, when you check here, this was the previous higher low and then higher high. Price then came down to break, then this higher low and then retrace a little. Personally, I would take this as the 1H, lower low, sorry, lower high, and this, I'll take this as 1H and the 4 here, here as the 1H and the 4H, lower high, and here as a 1H and 4H lower low. You see here we have some few equal highs here on here identified here, that we're waiting for price to come break and then retrace back. All right, so if 1 hour and 4H are the same, then let's move directly into 1H. All right, so what do we see on the 1H? So all right, the 1H, what we see on the 1H is, you see right here on the 1H, this is the lower high and this is the lower low, same as the 4 hour. We have this equal highs that you can see clearly, the equal highs are here. See clearly that the line has, go straightly directly to them. So, all right, so what do we expect from here to see? Price eventually came down a little and then pushed up again. This, to me, I would say at a 15 minutes time frame, that broke, and price came down a little here, went up again, forming some corrective moves. So we expect price to form some few corrective move and then have equal highs here, and then come down, and then later come down to take off the imbalance, and then later come to sweep these equal highs into this, probably this structure here, and then further downside. Or we expect, what do we expect price to see? What do we expect to see from price? We expect to see price come uptrend here to take the daily lower high and the daily higher lower highest, the daily lower high. Sorry, the 1 hour and the 4 hour daily lower high. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. The 1 hour and the 4 hour lower high, and then we traced down. But let's not forget, we have some liquidity here. So price can retrace, and then instead of we seeing a corrective move to the downside for a further upside trend, price can retrace, and then we see what we call an impulsive move downside for another bearish trend to create a new lower low. Or we can see that price might take off this lower high and this lower high in a corrective manner, as I said, and then go back and then come into let me say into, let's take this corrective move down here and then come into this imbalance somewhere here and then trace back. Or we can see price break the 1H, the daily. Now it's now the daily now. Or we can see price break the daily lower high finally, and then we trace a little and then move all up to an uptrend for us to see the price of the market taking back bullish on the daily time frame. So when that happens, it means we back bullish on the daily, we back bullish on the weekly, then we back bullish on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. But then at the moment, we have the daily to be bearish, we have the weekly to be bearish. Let's start from the weekly. We have the weekly to be bearish, we have the daily to be bearish, we have the 4 hour to be bearish, and then we have the 1 hour to be bearish. So we have no option than to expect a little bit. We have no option than to expect the retracement. Sorry, please hold on. Yes, let me clear this chat so that yes, so we have no option than to see what the market will form. If the market forms the corrective move as we are expecting, build liquidity, and then comes down, take off the imbalance down there, wick the liquidity and the liquidity, sorry, wick the liquidity, and then finally we know that we heading towards bearish. So that is what we are expecting from dollar trend from the episode 1 of Trade Iceberry on the Forex game plan. So that is our Forex game plan that we use to mostly trade. So if you are new to this page or this channel, what you expect from you is to like and subscribe or follow. And remember, go down to the description below. You see our Telegram pages, our Instagram pages. I mean, our Instagram links, our Telegram links, our YouTube links, all links, and then you follow, including our TikTok links. You follow, mostly follow our Telegram link and have a day-to-day free trades so that you can follow and then take a successful trade. It has been a nice journey with us in the few 13 minutes already heading towards 14 minutes. So stay glued to your seat again and let's expect the episode 2 of today's season 1 of Trade Iceberry on the Forex game plan on the yen index. So relax and we'll be right back.